This is ABC15 Mornings.
Right now at 6 on ABC15 Mornings, a decision 2 years in the making. Who is finally picked to lead the Scottsdale Unified School District?
And it's another reminder for those that fly as the deadline to use real IDs inches closer. So how do you know if you actually need one? We'll walk you through that.
Game on. With no more rain in the valley forecast, spring training games are expected to pick back up today. We know a lot of people anticipating that after the delays and the cancellations yesterday. We're going to get you back on track for this starting weekend. And with that, we thank you for starting your Sunday morning off with us. I'm Nohelani Graff.
And I'm Megan Thompson, and I'm sorry for yesterday for sure.
Yeah.
We want to say thank you to all of you who shared your pictures and videos with us yesterday of that rain. This is from Jackie Duhammy in Golden Valley. They saw some hail actually yesterday.
Wow, yeah, that just not what they were expecting, but it's all right, it was short-lived. Tim Chapman also taking this picture at the Superstition Mountains yesterday. And do you see that off on the right?
Beautiful.
Who says you can't chase waterfalls here in Arizona? Gorgeous, gorgeous view.
And thanks to Matt in Surprise for this video, saying the rain was really just non-stop for them yesterday. They all sent their videos to share at ABC15.com. Those videos, those pictures, everything. We love to see them if it's safe to do so. It looks like Matt is just under his patio there protecting himself, which is the perfect way to get the best pictures and video. And today we know that we did have a record day of rainfall yesterday as we got the official numbers from Phoenix Sky Harbor. The rainfall record for February 22nd is now over an inch of rain. The previous was 0.45. That was set back in 1913. So definitely some record-breaking days yesterday, but today much different. 52 degrees right now. If you're going to step outside, the winds are calm, but the dew point at 42 right now. Your day will warm up just slightly. By 10 a.m., we'll still be in the 50s at 56 degrees. Before 2 p.m., 62 degrees for you. And we'll warm a little bit more from there, but we won't get out of the 60s. I'll show you that future cast because we do still have some storms in other parts of our state coming up.
Now we want to get into our top story on this Sunday, and it's a tragic update to a story that we first brought you yesterday morning right here on ABC 15. 3 teenagers killed in a serious rollover on the US 70. The crash itself happened on Friday night. The teens were on their way home from a school trip to the valley when their van flipped. And the really heartbreaking part about this is they were just a few short miles from their homes in rural eastern Arizona. ABC 15's Adam Waltz has more on how 3 small communities are now dealing with a tremendous amount of grief.
3 Arizona towns grieving.
Mourning the tragic loss of 3 of our gift students.
Friday night, 3 high school students were killed, 6 others injured when an eastern Arizona college van rolled over. A small but mighty crowd gathering for a truck cruise, remembering 16-year-old Mason Gann from Fort Thomas and 2 other victims from Duncan and Thatcher, led by Mason's father.
Our entire Gila Valley community is praying for the family and friends of these students.
According to Eastern Arizona College, the high school students were part of an accelerated program enrolled in an automotive class. Friday, 17 students and faculty spent the day at Wild Horse Pass for the NHRA Nationals in Chandler.
It's a popular event for our automotive students, and it's directly associated with what they're studying.
The crash happened on the US 70 highway near Pima, Arizona. Arizona Department of Public Safety says of the 2 vans driving students back, the front veering into the center lane off the road and flipping over, ejecting the 3 students who died as a result. Law enforcement has not yet confirmed the other victims' identities.
This is a difficult time for us, but we'll pull together and help everyone through it.
Oh, and boy, do they need the community support right now. That was Adam Waltz reporting. We did check the weather radar, and there was no measurable amount of rain on that stretch of road at the time of the crash. But of course, one of the more heartbreaking facts is that those students were just miles. They were so close from making it home. Megan.
Well, this week, the city of Goodyear is scheduled to hear the appeal for Jerry Geyer, the former chief of police who was terminated after the city investigated allegations of misconduct. The city still has yet to explain what started the investigations back in October against Geyer and 3 other officers. An Arizona Police Department holding a fundraiser last night to honor a fallen brother in blue. The Snowflake Taylor Police Department hosting a cookout to benefit the family of Officer David Kellywood. The officer with the White Mountain Apache tribe was killed early Monday morning while confronting a suspect outside a casino in Pinetop Lakeside. Officer Kellywood was only 26 years old and had just graduated from the police academy in May.
The Scottsdale Unified School District has a new superintendent. It comes nearly 2 years after the district's governing board voted to fire their former leader. Dr. Scott Menzel officially getting this job during a special board meeting last night. Menzel is currently superintendent of a district in Ann Arbor, Michigan. His appointment ends a long and tumultuous search that started in 2018 when the district paid former Superintendent Denise Birdwell $150,000 to end her contract a year early. Birdwell was accused of violating conflict of interest rules and also misspending district money. Dr. John Creekard stepped in to help fill the gap, and his contract expires at the end of June. 2/3 of Americans, listen up, you will not be able to board a flight using just a driver's license starting in October. That's because the U.S. Department of Homeland Security says that is the number of people who have not updated their driver's licenses to be compliant with the Real ID Act. Arizona is one of the states that just became Real ID compliant in just the past few years. So millions of Arizonans do still need to get that new license if you plan to use it to fly. You can still use a passport, but if you want to check your license and see if you've got the right one, you want to look for a gold star similar to what you're seeing up in the top right-hand corner. If you do not have that star, you do have to go to the MVD in person to get it. But you can do a lot of the legwork first on ADOT's website and also get a full list of all of the documents that you're going to need to bring with you. The deadline to do this and get that Real ID is October 1st. Following this weekend's Nevada caucuses, the political calendar is now shifting to South Carolina this week.
The Democratic candidates for president will meet in another debate on Tuesday in Charleston ahead of Saturday's critical primary election.
And as he did in Iowa, New Hampshire, and now Nevada, President Trump will also appear in South Carolina this week. He's holding a campaign rally the night before the primary. Tomorrow, the president and first lady will travel to India, though, to meet with Indian Prime Minister and tour the Taj Mahal.
We want to show you a live look from Space 607 on your Sunday morning. It's courtesy of the Space Cam Earth Cam, where this week 50 local Army recruits will be sworn in live from space.
Really?
The swearing in will include 4 Tonopah High School students. They will be sworn in by Andrew Morgan, who is the International Space Station and is a colonel with the United States Army.
That's a neat claim to fame that
Right?
they'll always have, that they're going to do it kind of via video chat, which is pretty neat.
Can you imagine, telling all your friends that? Like,
yeah, like my swearing in story happened, via space.
I don't know about you.
On the ISS. No big deal. No big deal. As we're looking up at the skies this morning, I already noticed it's a little clearer here in the valley, which is also why it was a little colder when I stepped outside.
Exactly. You definitely need the sweater for the morning. And honestly, if you're like me and kind of a wimp, you may need it most of the day. Let's take a look at Futurecast for you, because we do have some lingering snow and rain showers kind of sticking around in our state. It's out of the Phoenix metro, but take a look. You can see it mostly on the eastern portion of the state. Window Rock, Heber, Show Low, also the Grand Canyon and Flagstaff, seeing some of that storm continue to linger. It's going to move out throughout the day today, mostly into those afternoon hours as I put Futurecast into motion. This is today right around 2 p.m. So we still see some rain, some snow, especially in Show Low and Payson there as well, before it eventually clears on out this afternoon and evening. Now, as for the car wash forecast here in the valley, look at that. All green for you compared to yesterday when every errand had to be run inside. So today you can go and get the car wash. You can do that for the next few days or so, because we have a beautiful forecast for you today on tap. 65 degrees, so a little chilly for sure, but I think we're gonna love it, because coming next week we see the 80s for a couple days. So I'm gonna take you through that coming up in your full, most accurate forecast.
And rain or shine, the Phoenix Rising did say they would hit the field last night for their final game before the start of the regular season, and they did.
And if you didn't catch it on our sister station, CW61 Arizona, you missed some grade A goals in both halves. halves of the game. The Rising win it 3-2. Their March 7th season opener will be against Portland Timbers 2.
And speaking of home openers, the Diamondbacks hosting their home opener on March 26th. Mark your calendar. Tickets for the regular season also go on sale tomorrow morning already.
Crazy? Yeah. Wow. The D-backs will be taking on the Atlanta Braves over at Chase Field for that game. But today they'll get spring training underway over at Salt River Fields after their game against the Rockies got canceled yesterday due to the rain. A lot of disappointed fans and a lot of disappointed teams as well who wanted to play.
You come to the ballpark today, you put on your gray unis, and it's different. You know something's going to happen, and you're looking forward to playing a ball game, and it didn't happen. But we made some good adjustments. Mother Nature did not cooperate with us, and that happens sometimes in this game. But those adjustments were made by our coaching staff, and the players fell right into line.
So they will actually not be playing the Rockies today. They'll be playing the A's, and the first pitch is at 1:10. No rain in the forecast for them.
So I have a feeling that game is going to be packed and the energy will be high. Still to come for you this morning, a homeowner finds a behemoth of a beehive. That's just a preview of the tool shed. The rest of the video is incredible. You do not want to miss it.
Oh, I do not feel good about this one. And changes, hey, coming to parades for Mardi Gras after 2 tragic accidents during Mardi Gras celebrations. It's 6/11 on your Sunday. We'll be right back.
You know, every day children go into foster care and they leave behind everything they have ever known. And that is why ABC 15 is taking action for those foster kids. And we're taking your donations that will go to Arizona's Children Association and create their Just For Me bags. Those bags go with the kids as they enter foster care so that they have something to call their own. You can donate unopened personal care and hygiene products. Right now, they really need diapers and wipes in particular. You can also donate comfort items like blankets or maybe even a stuffed animal. You can drop off those donations at either American Furniture Warehouse Valley location. There's one on both ends of the valley. You can also donate money online from the comfort of your couch. Just head to abc15.com/kids. Right now, officials in New Orleans are pulling a specific kind of float from the Mardi Gras parades after 2 people were killed this week. The latest incident happening last night, a man getting trapped between a tandem float, which are floats that come in sections and then they're pulled by a tractor. The other float-related death happened just this past Wednesday when a woman got trapped in a similar incident. So the mayor is now banning those tandem floats for the remainder of Mardi Gras celebrations. The city of Los Angeles is preparing to say goodbye to a legend. A memorial for the late Kobe Bryant is going to take place tomorrow at the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. The service is expected to draw at least 20,000 mourners. The police chief is asking everyone to be respectful, but security is also definitely going to be tight. While the coronavirus outbreak slows China's economic growth, business experts say it is having the opposite impact on the United States. New for you this morning, the U.S. dollar index now reaching a 3-year high. And that comes as those on Wall Street move their money into more secure investments. So while the economic cost of the outbreak is still incalculable, the U.S. does seem to be somewhat shielded here. Experts say it is due in part because the U.S. economy is less reliant on trade and exports.
This next story is pretty unbelievable. A California man finding a 30-inch long, 70-pound hive with between 100,000 and 150,000 bees in the shed of his home.
That's more than 2 feet. That's huge. There's so many bees on that. A bee removal company was able to safely collect all those bees and they've relocated them, but I'm not sure I could ever walk into that tool shed and be the same again.
That's what I mean. Can you imagine when you walked in and saw that for the very first
Absolutely
time?
not.
How did it also get that bad?
Yeah, when was the last time he needed some tools? Like the shed was just there as
He's
decoration.
really slacking.
Apparently.
His wife is like, "What are you doing?" You let this happen.
Build me something, and then there you go.
And here you go.
No excuse. He can't. Honey, I can't. I'm
Honey, I
sorry. Today, if you've got a honey-do list to take care of around the house, maybe some outside yard work, you're saying we're going to get a better chance to do it.
Absolutely. I know everyone was really itching to get outside yesterday through most of the day, so I totally understand. Today is looking a whole lot better as we turn to that most accurate forecast. A live look right now from Phoenix as we await that sun to come up, but you can enjoy these beautiful twinkling lights in the meantime. You can also enjoy some pretty cool temperatures. 52 degrees right now registering at Phoenix Sky Harbor. Our winds are calm, just about 3 miles per hour. You won't notice it too much. Here are our current temperatures right now valley-wide. 45 degrees in Anthem, 50 degrees right now in Scottsdale. We're in the upper 40s in Goodyear and Surprise and Peoria and Glendale as well. Laveen, 47 degrees. Chandler, 49 degrees and 47 degrees right now in Santan Valley. Here's your valley planner for you, how the day will warm up. We'll stay in the 50s through most of the morning and even into the afternoon there at that noon hour. 59 degrees. Then we'll warm to the 60s around 2 p.m. 65 degrees is our forecast and high today. We expect to hit that right around 4 p.m. before we start to cool down. So today the high 65, the average 72. So we're about 7 degrees above average for this time of year. So take it and enjoy it for now, because here's your spring training today after we missed a lot of it yesterday. Here's how we look. So that first pitch is right around 1 p.m. We'll stay in the 50s and then get to those 60s, those low 60s through most of the afternoon. Now here's Futurecast for you. I want to put it into motion because we do still have a lot of lingering snow and rain showers throughout the state. It's completely missing the Phoenix area right now, but take a look to the eastern portions of our state, like Show Low and Window Rock, even along the rim there in Payson and Heber, seeing some snow and some rain. Look at the Grand Canyon too, and Flagstaff also seeing it as I put Futurecast into motion. This is about 7 a.m. today. You can see it slowly starting to inch its way out, sticking around through most of the morning until it starts to clear out into those afternoon hours completely from our state. So we did get a lot of snow yesterday. So here's Arizona Snow Bowl, your forecast for that. 52 degrees is the base, 52 inches, excuse me, is the base depth. And then there are 7 lifts open for you and 35 trails open as well. The forecasted high 46 degrees there. Here are your temperatures across the state. 37 degrees, 37 in Payson, also 42 in Kingman, 50 to the west there in Lake Havasu City, 32 degrees right now in Show Low and in Window Rock. The forecasted highs across the state today, 52 in Sedona, 57 degrees in Page. We're in the 70s to the west, 54 in Prescott, 42 in Show Low, and 59 degrees in Safford. Across the valley, mostly everyone in the 60s except for Cave Creek. 59 degrees is your forecasted high, but 65 in Surprise, 66 in Laveen. In the East Valley, 65 there in Gilbert, and 63 degrees in Queen Creek. So here's how we wrap up the weekend. We have a beautiful day on tap today. Then come Monday, we warm up that 7 degrees, more back to the average for this time of year. You'll still have some nice, mostly sunny skies for you. The warm up continues as I take you through that 7-day forecast. You can see we have some breezes returning on Tuesday. Temperatures drop just a degree, but then that warm up begins Wednesday and Thursday to 77 degrees. And then look at Friday and Saturday, a little bit more clouds, and we're going into the 80s, 80 degrees Friday and Saturday.
On the way. Thanks, Megan. Do you know a Valley Youth program that makes a big impact, but it doesn't have the supplies or the resources it needs? Maybe a Little League team that needs new gloves or a classroom that needs new books. Well, you can take action and make a difference for them by heading to abc15.com/kidsgoplaces and then nominate them for a chance to win $500 or more. This is a great way to make a difference in our community, and it's just that simple. Still to come for you this morning, it's the world's largest carnival festival, and our next guest is gearing up for the celebration. We're going to get you moving on this Sunday morning. Boy, do we have a treat for you this morning. Brazilians are gearing up for the world's biggest carnival festival, and we are going to get a taste of it right here in the Valley. So William de Carvalho, who is part of Will from Brazil, is joining us this morning. You're coordinating a big event happening on Friday.
Yes, we are. We're very happy that there's such a welcoming community in the Phoenix area. We got people like Joe Goglia and Angelique Starks with the Samba AZ girls. Joe's the band director at Camelback High School. Angelique has been a purveyor of Brazilian culture and art for the best part of 20 years or so.
Nice.
So I'm a native Brazilian, so it's very, very inspiring when I see people that are not even necessarily from Brazil, but they're there doing Brazilian art. So we're gonna have the Samba AZ dancers at Crescent Ballroom with us, and as support also Joe Goglia's Samba de Cavalo, as you can see in the shirt here. Samba de Cavalo is gonna be a core of 15 or 16? 16 drummers. 16 drummers. We're going to be marching around there. And then also Radio Brazil Band, which is a combination of the Will from Brazil Band, my band, with Marcos Martins' Radio Brazil Band. So it's going to be a 9-piece band, 3 guests from California and a bunch of locals that are amazing. It's going to be a great night to come out and really have a good time in the Brazilian spirit.
I would say describe the atmosphere for us. We're going to get a little taste of it in a second, but if people want to come out, what can they expect to see?
Oh, it's ecstasy. It's pure joy. Carnival is based on the same Christian tradition that Mardi Gras is based on. People celebrate here in New Orleans and all over. So it's basically 40 days before Lenten. So it's kind of like a smorgasbord. Let's have some fun before we have to deprive ourselves of something. So keep in mind what you're gonna keep out for Lent, you know, and then come out and join us at Crescent Ballroom next Friday.
And of course, it's all about the dance and the music. That's a part of it. So we want to show you first where you can go, Crescent Ballroom, this coming Friday. So in just a couple of days, 8 p.m. Tickets at the door? Is it free? What are we doing?
Tickets will be available at the door at a first come, first served basis. So we highly recommend people to go online and purchase the tickets out of Eventbrite. So look at the Crescent Ballroom website and buy them online, because most likely they will sell out, because it's not a huge room. So they're probably going to sell out. So if you want to come check it out, I advise you go and buy tickets online right now.
And we do have a little sneak peek that we want to show everyone. Get everybody
especially
moving
after
on
you
Sunday.
see what this is all about.
Don't go too far, because the girls are going to pull you in to dance a little bit. You know?
Okay. We're going to let you get started first. Go for it. Let's see.
This is ABC15 Mornings.
And we want to say good morning to you on this Sunday. So glad